What's going on, guys? My name is Matt Orchard and I'm here on behalf of Team Optimum Nutrition and Team Nutrition Warehouse. So I'm in here today training a bit of a back workout. I'm going to start with some big compound movements today, so going over some deadlifts, some really strong compound movements, trying to burn a lot of calories, really trying to exert a lot of energy and get a nice big round compound movement out of the way first. And then I'll start to really move into some more isolation stuff, really try and hold and focus on some squeezes. So what we really want to do is just make sure that we're in here for a nice, good, solid 60 minutes, focusing on our session, making sure everything's absolutely on point, contractions are on point, we're moving the weight as nice, as strong as possible, and make sure we get a really good workout out. So it's really key to make sure that we're not jumping all the way up to our top sets, especially when we're doing big compound movements. Starting off nice and small, making sure that our form is absolutely on point. You want your reps to look the exact same at your warm-up weights as you do at your top sets. So making sure that form is paramount here. Start off with just a plate aside, work our way up gradually. Not maxing out, just making sure that we're warming up where we want to be warming up. So when we do move into those top sets, we can hit and activate exactly where we want to hit and activate. So let's get it. The only bad thing about being really strong is you have to unrack all the plates when you're finished. It's good. Big thing is just making sure you hit numbers. So for me, coming into a session, visualizing what I want to hit, knowing what numbers I want to hit, taking the steps in order to making sure that happens, and just visualizing my list before I lift really goes a long way to making sure I get the most out of my session. So I don't come in and half-ass. I don't come in and think, oh, I'll just get whatever I can get. It's a matter of coming in, programming what I want to hit, making the right steps in order to make that happen, and that's how we progressively overload. That's how we get better. That's how we grow. So some things that I like to focus on, especially when I'm hitting a lot of my isolation stuff, is focusing on tempo. So if you'll notice, a lot of my negative movements are really controlled. I really like to focus on contracting on the way up and the way down, getting the maximal effort out of an exercise. So we're not throwing the weight around, letting the weight dictate our movements. We let our movements dictate the way that we move the weight. That's really how you maximize all of your efforts in the gym, absolutely. So I really like to mix up all my movements. So we do a nice big compound, nice big vertical movement with a lat pull down, and then a really strong horizontal movement or a bent over movement. So either a bent over row, today I'm going with a T-bar row. Really trying to emphasize that contraction, hitting our lower lats, upper back. So when you think about the back as a whole muscle group, there's so much we've got to work with. It's about hitting different angles, different contractions, different holds, different movements. It's really about creating that whole picture. So when you stand there and you look from behind, the back is a complete form.